I bet you never heard nothing like this before, but guess what?
You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today. All right.
It's the Tim the Bartender Show, where the drinks are served cold, and sometimes so is the truth. Relationship advice others don't give. Tim's advice is always from a male perspective, always straightforward, always real, and always Tim the Bartender. Cheers!
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? It's your man Tim the Bartender, aka Tim Black, and you're tuned into the Bar Stew Podcast. What is going on? My people, my ladies, my gentlemen, my folks, my family, my nephews, my cousins, my brothers. That's what's up. Man, it's been a fruitful week for me, man. I got a lot done this week. I'm a little pissed off with YouTube this week though. It's like, man, I'm fighting to get views this week. I don't know what's going on, man. You know, I feel like I've been punished. You know? Like they're punishing me for being too popular last month. So this month, it's been a struggle. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little pissed off about it. You know, and it's just my own petty concerns. It's like, Tim, why you tripping, man? Why you tripping? You know, I'm not tripping. It's just something I noticed, man. You know, I know pretty much the trajectory my show was going on, you know? So now I got to do the podcast, which I'm very happy about because it gives me something else to focus on that's like, you know, I think it's going to increase my brand and let people know what I'm doing, increase the excitement, you know, get people involved, get people, you know, just spread the word. And what's really cool, man, is this week I was able to get the podcast officially up on iTunes. And I also get it officially up on Stitcher Radio. That's right, Stitcher Radio's got me too. So it's all good, man. It's all love. It's all love. And my man sent me some music, man. My man Funny Man off of SoundCloud. That's the song you're listening to right now. He hit me up, actually been a while. He hit me up like a week ago, like, Tim, yo, check it out. And you're like, I get so much mail, man. It's like hard. So what I've done, let me do this again. If you have a clip, right? If you have something you want to say and you want it to appear on the podcast, if you have questions, whatever you want, if you want to contribute to this podcast, your voice or your thoughts, right? Go ahead and call me up and leave a message at 301-744-8135. That's 301-744-8135. And that's a great way to get in contact with me too if you want to leave me a message like, just tell me anything. Because like Funny Man, my man on the music on SoundCloud, who you going to go check out directly, right? Because he supports me. I want you to support him back. He sent me an email like a while back, and then it was like we're playing email tag. And I got to like sift through. So now it's good because now I'm going to add him to my contacts list, right? So I'll do that in Outlook so I can easily find it. So that's what's been going on, man. Not too much with me, but you know, on the news tip, right? It's been crazy. And you know, this week, you know, we could just call this bad shit that happens in relationship week. You know, because every time I turn around, there was a relationship story going on, and it wasn't turning out good for the guy. I'm looking at this whole thing with Thicke and Paula Patton, and don't get me wrong, I really don't care too much for this story. But it is enlightening. It is enlightening for people who are in denial about how the differences and how guys get treated and how women get treated at the end of these things. Hence, it brings me to Thicke. So let me start off with Thicke. Look, the guy made himself look like a complete asshole. And he's been doing that for a while. This whole Paula thing, Paula, you know, begging to keep her in his life. And I thought this was all a publicity stunt. You know, I thought he was just doing all this just to make a little, you know, make a little scene, be seen, you know, keep people talking about him. And they say his thing with blurred lines, you know, what was it? A dude that looks like he's 23, but he's actually 40. Pharrell, my man, right? Weird, but I don't know what he's eating or what he's drinking, but we need to eat and drink what he drinks. You know what I'm saying? Pharrell looks young, man. You know, it's probably all that sex with hot chicks. Because you know that's what Pharrell's doing, man. He wasn't, you know, he didn't stay too far from me. I mean, he was in VA, but he's like really the southern end of VA. You know, I'm not on that tip. I'm on the northern end. I hate when that happens. Let me kill that. So, but anyway, so, you know, Robin Thicke did that song, Blurred Lines, which is a ripoff of Marvin Gaye and all that good stuff. So that got a little heat. But my point is, he did a lot of begging in a couple other songs. Begging to get his girl back, trying to keep her. He even had a song called I'm Trying to Get My Girl Back. He said that publicly when he was doing a show in Virginia. And I think it was in Blurred Lines where he admitted to cheating. That's what it was. Yeah, it was cheating. He admitted to it publicly. You know, women hate that shit. Oh man, nothing women hate more than a husband who admits to cheating publicly. Let you be a star? Oh my God. I heard Kevin Costner admitted to cheating and they flamed his ass for a decade. Yeah, women wouldn't go see a Kevin Costner movie for a decade because he cheated on his wife. Now, we don't know if his wife cheated because his wife isn't famous. Wasn't famous. I'm pretty sure they got divorced. She wasn't famous, so we don't know what she did. We don't know if she stopped putting out. We don't know if she was abusive. Maybe he just needed someone's arms to curl up in. But it doesn't matter because when a man cheats, he's a dirty, no good piece of shit. But when a woman cheats, the man drove her to it. And that's what they're saying now because, look, Paula Patton, which I can't stand. I think Paula Patton, she looks okay. She's an attractive lady, but she can't work. She can't act for shit. She's one of the worst actors ever. The worst. She's in a lot of whack movies, and she's not a good actress. She's just not. It's always that overacting, and it's no feeling. Everything is as fake as her makeup. I'm sorry, man. I'm just not. I've never been impressed with Paula Patton. Never. I don't find anything about her to be admirable, maybe except for the booty, and I haven't had it, so I can't tell you how good her booty is. You know, I don't know. But the acting, if it's anything, look, if her acting is any way indicative of how her lovemaking is, it's got to be pretty whack. It's got to be still as hell. I'm serious, man. I can't stand this woman's acting abilities. And it makes me not like her as a person. I don't even know her as a person. I just think she's a voidless, what's the word? A vacuous cunt. Whew. Yeah, I say cunt. I don't usually call women cunts. Not really my type of word, but hey, we'll use it today. But anyway, so she's got another man already. His name is Alex Waters. That his name? Alex? Another white guy, Zach Waters. Another white dude she's fucking with. And I think she's half white, so that's fine. I mean, I don't care about the race of the dude. I'm glad she stayed with white dudes. Good. Stay with the white dudes, please. You've already crossed over. Stay over there. You're on that side of the street. Stay over there. You and what's the chick, the one from Django? I forget her fucking name. Yeah, you guys stay over there. And take Raven-Symoné with you. Take her punk ass with you. Saying she's not African American. Take your ass over there across the street. So anyway, I'll get back to Simone later. Yeah, Paula Patton's already got a new guy. She's already moved the new guy into the house. Isn't that some shit? I mean, they just filed for divorce. They're not divorced yet. She's already moving people in. Women do some vindictive shit. Now, let Robin Thicke play any role except for the disheveled, loser-ass husband, and he will be hated for the next 20 years. So even if he's jumping for joy like my man Wiz Khalifa was, even if he was jumping for joy once they split up, and all this was just the rules to confuse us, because Robin Thicke knows how this shit works with the media. He knows how he'll be villainized by every woman's group in existence. Even if he knows that, even if he knows or he's happy that he's breaking up with her, Paula Patton, maybe, he couldn't authentically be himself, right? If he felt like, fuck her. If that's how he felt, he couldn't show it. Because we all know, the hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Or like, what is it? Mediocre women who can't get a good guy, who sit around upset, living vicariously through other women who ain't shit. I.e. Paula Patton. Now, I'm not saying Robin Thicke's a great guy or anything. I don't know this guy. But I'm going to stand up for him because the women stand up for each other all the time. Men need to stand up for men. You understand? We need to stand up for each other sometime. We need to do that more often. So anyway, so that's what she's doing, man. She not only moved in, she not only moved in a new guy, but she moved in a younger guy. Totally dogged out Robin Thicke, just kicked him to the curb. And no one feels sorry for him, especially that moose face Wendy Williams, who said, I'm glad she's doing her thing. Live your life, girl. Robin Thicke's been cheating all this time, having his cake and eating it too. Your turn. See how it's always good for the goose, good for the gander. When it's the husband, they say it's been doing the goose. But when it's the other way around, guys get no room for that. No room at all. And we all know women do cheat just as much as men, if not more. They're just better at hiding it. But whenever a man's caught cheating, people always assume that the woman has never, ever, ever done anything. And it's just BS. It's hypocrisy. It's a lie. And we know it. We know it deep down inside. We know what women do. Women know women. Women know that women do foul stuff and get away with it. Because a lot of men are so delusional. So anyway, that's what happened with that, man. Once again, Paula Patton can't act to save her damn life. That's just how I see it, man. I just got to call it like I see it. Right? So let's move on to Wiz Khalifa, because, like I said, it's like all this relationship stuff. Wiz Khalifa and Amber Rose are breaking up. They're getting divorced. Right? And I don't really know too much about the details. I don't know. I think there's some allegations of cheating in there as well, or whatever. We know that Wiz Khalifa went and made his hair purple or something. Which I think is corny as hell, man. It really is. And there was some funny-ass weird dude, some goofy-ass motherfucker on YouTube talking about it. I think his name was Academics or something. He was talking about like Wiz Khalifa's hair and saying, well, he understand. No, it wasn't Academics. It was another dude. Marcus somebody. Corny dude. I don't know. But actually he was all right. My bad. Marcus wasn't corny. It's just, it's the Academics dude that's corny. But this guy Marcus, he was saying how what Wiz Khalifa's doing with his hair with the purple shit now that he's broke up with Amber is okay, because it's reminiscent of what other stars do, such as Dennis Rodman. And I'm like, come on, man, you can't compare anybody to Dennis Rodman and think that's okay. If Dennis Rodman will be your barometer for what is sane or what is acceptable because someone has notoriety or success or celebrity, then you're really screwing up, dude. That's why I said dude was corny. Because that's not a good comparison. If Dennis Rodman is your role model at anything, I mean anything, you fucked up. If you look at Dennis Rodman and the way he brushes teeth, and you start brushing your teeth that way, you fucked up. If you watch the way Dennis Rodman, opens a door, and you say, I'm gonna do it like Dennis Rodman, you fucked up. Now, you people say, well, Tim, why are you so hard on Dennis Rodman, man? I'm not hard on him. Just this guy brought it up because of the hair. Yeah, of course, yes, I'm hard on him, but I think he deserves every bit of it. Somebody was like, talk about Steven Seagal. See, I jumped from Wiz Khalifa to Steven Seagal. I'm all over the place today, man. I drink some coffee, man. Not alcohol, I drink some coffee. All right? So I'm kind of pumped up. They said, Tim, if you're going to talk about Dennis Rodman going over to North Korea to mess with Kim Jong-un, you have to talk about Steven Seagal going to Russia. And come on, man. Steven Seagal is a big-ass pain in the ass. He's a fuckhead. I don't know anybody who likes Steven Seagal in the last 20 years. Come on, man. Steven Seagal is a lying bastard. I looked up some stuff Vice did on Steven Seagal, and I was like, wow. They really exposed this guy for the guy that he is, you know. And I'm going to do a video at some point on Steven Seagal just to make fun of him, because that's what I like to do. I'm the bad guy a lot of times. I embrace it. I don't run from it. It is part of who I am, and I love me. So where was I? Yeah, so Steven Seagal. Yeah, Steven Seagal is a dickhead. He is. He's a fuckhead. Don't like him. Now, Wiz Khalifa, if he models behind any of these guys, he's screwing up. If Wiz models behind Dennis Rodman or Steven Seagal, he's a jackass. Okay? Is that fair? Does that make it even? You know, there's always a black guy telling me I'm beating up on the black guy too much, beat up on the white guys. I'm like, dude, why are you looking at race? I'm just beating up on whoever's there. Whoever deserves it gets it.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're going to see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
Sort of like the fuckhead who got mad at me for cussing in the video about the guy who beheaded the people he worked with. You know, that weird motherfucker who went in there and went back to the job, and he beheads a woman who did nothing to him. She's like a 57-year-old worker, 54 I think she was. He gets pissed off, he gets fired, he comes back with a knife and cuts her head off and tries to cut the head off of another woman there. And I made a video and I was pissed off, and I said in the video, I'm pissed off. This shit pisses me off that this guy would do this shit. I called him a couple motherfuckers and said he was a fucking asshole. And this guy made a comment on my page and he says, please could you stop all the cursing? You make us look bad. I'm like, who the fuck is us? Oh, you mean me? Oh, you mean black people? I make black people look bad. Huh? You dumb motherfucker. I make black people look bad because I cuss in a video about a man who cut a woman's head off over nothing. But you don't think the guy who beheaded the woman over nothing makes you look bad. Oh, no. I make black people look bad because I use the word fuck. But the guy, the Muslim, the practicing Nation of Islam Muslim asshole dude who cuts the head off of a woman that he doesn't even really fucking know, he doesn't make us look bad for cutting her head off. He's a black man who makes us look scary as fuck to the entire world. But he don't make us look bad. I make us look bad because I use the word fuck or motherfucker in a video. And you call yourself a progressive, or you call yourself a conservative. I don't know what you call yourself, but I know you're a jackass. And that's what it is to be black when you got to deal with dumb shit. A higher level of scrutiny. See, if you're white, you can cuss as much as you want, and no one ever says you're holding down your race because you cussed or cursed. No one will say that. But if you're a black man who makes content, who curses, not every word I curse, not every other word either. But when I'm pissed off about something, I just let it fly, and I'll drop some F-bombs. It's raining F-bombs. And now I'm making my whole race look bad. No, you want to know what makes us look bad? Donna Goudeau, motherfucker.
Mama, I love you. P.O.P. Only down. Right, these all good pimps, boy.
Hey.
That makes you look bad, but you won't say she makes you look bad. But if I make a video cussing her ass out, I just made you look bad.
So tell us your side. What happened?
Hey, I'm an innocent bystander. They saying I drove a getaway car, but I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
Come on this way.
Welcome to the alternate universe of idiots online. I tell you, it doesn't make sense, folks. It does not make sense, but this is what I deal with. This is what I deal with. And you know what? Don't feel sorry for me. I just want to share my struggle. That's all. I just want you to know what I go through. This is shit I go through. This is what I had to deal with. POP, hold me down.
So are you from Houston?
Man, I'm from Port Arthur, Texas, and I'm a female.
God damn it.
I did not drive no getaway car. I'm legally blind.
How'd you get wrapped up with these folks?
I got wrapped up. I was walking down the street and I caught a ride.
So you don't know these folks then, is what you're saying?
I know two of them. I don't know the other two. They saying I drove a getaway car, but I'm legally blind, so how I'm gonna drive a car?
So did you know what happened to the 73-year-old victim then, or
I don't know what happened. I just know what the police said.
So you can't see at all?
Huh?
You can see though, right?
I'm legally blind. I can see, barely.
God damn it.
Barely, but I'm an innocent bystander.
Come on, Miss Goudeau.
Know what I'm saying?
I got it.
Barely, but I'm an innocent bystander.
Come on, Miss Goudeau.
Know what I'm saying?
But then I started doing a little background on what really happened there with this Donna Goudeau from Post Arthur, Texas. So this is what happened. There's three of them, right? Donna Goudeau. Oh, I'm looking at this information here. She's trying to get a date. She's in jail. Okay, so this is it. It's three of them. It was Donna Goudeau, 28. It was Dwayne Elmore, and Jeremy Jamar Goudeau. The three were arrested back in July 2011 for beating, robbing, and stabbing a 73-year-old Kansas man by the name of Juan Sestacia. Now, the three beat and stabbed a 73-year-old Kansas man who was staying in a room. They stole numerous collector's coins from him and used his debit card to withdraw money from an ATM, according to the court documents. Police said at the time the suspects knocked on the man's door at about 7 a.m. They barged in and began beating and stabbing him. They also demanded money. Why would you need to beat and stab a 73-year-old man? I don't know how spry Mr. Sestacia is, but he's 73. It's three of you. Why would you need to do that to this man? First of all, why do you need to steal, you piece of shit loser? But if you're going to steal from a 73-year-old man, I just don't understand why the violence. I don't understand it. I don't get it. And what it is that I'm a rational, non-violent type person unless pushed to the brink. And I don't see a reason to inflict violence or harm on anyone without provocation. That's who I am. That's the kind of person I am. That's the man that I am. And I know that that is not the criteria a lot of these losers follow. Because they will actually choose to rob someone, a 73-year-old man, and they will stab and beat him. Now, let it be known, these fuckers are looking at a lot of time. This happened back in 2011, so they're all serving time right now. One of the guys, what's his name? Elmore, whatever his name is, he's doing 60. Jeremy Goudeau is doing 50 years. 60 and 50 years. Woo! Donna, miss, hold it down. Mama, I love you. I love you, mama. I love you. Hold it down. P.O.P. She's doing 18 years herself. In fact, she's not scheduled to be released for almost what? Until 2029. And I hope that when that time comes, when 2029 rolls around, I hope when she walks out of those gates, I hope somebody smack the taste out of her mouth. Smack all the taste out of her mouth. Smack them tattoos off her face. I'm pissed off, man. Hell yeah, I'm pissed off. And you know what? See, I do not identify with this woman. You understand? I do not see she is scum. And not just her, the two guys too. All of them are scumbags. Why would you want to self-identify with these losers? See, I get what Raven-Symoné is trying to say. She don't want to be put in a group with people like this. Maybe that's what she's trying to say. I don't know. That's the way I interpret her statements, that she don't want to be put into a group of calling her an African American. She's just an American. Listen, lady, you can't get away from that. But I can understand why she would not want to be lumped in with this bitch. But you're not. Only by racists. Only racist losers who stereotype all black people and say all black people are the same would ever do that to you. You understand? Because only those types of people see one person say that was a reflection on all people of that ilk, of that color, I should say, not ilk. Because ilk, to me, that word brings up connotations of traits other than physical features, such as skin pigmentation. Oh yeah, your brother can put it down if need be. But see, I share nothing with Donna Renee Goudeau or Kieran Dwayne Elmore or Jeremy Jamar Goudeau. Nothing other than we happen to have the same color skin. So when a white person does some really screwed up shit, I don't look at all white people and say, all white people do that. All white people do that. I mean, I know comedians make jokes, but they don't really mean it. I mean, there's a grain of truth, but see, the grains of truth that we say, there's this thing, people say all stereotypes are based in truth. It's based in truth that gets played through the media. You got to realize how big the media influence is over life. Because a lot of what you think, believe it or not, a lot of what you believe, a lot of the convictions that you have been started in media. That's how big media influence is. And a lot of people do not totally understand the gravity of the dominance of media in their lives. They're not getting it. If you repeatedly see negative clips about a race, you will believe that's them. I mean, for instance, let's just do this. Let me throw you a softball. Italian Americans. What's the first thing you think about? Mafia, right? Irish broke laws and had their own illegal ways of doing business. Black people had their broke laws, had their way of doing their. Everybody had their own thing. All people who were trying to struggle to survive were going to have a way of trying to survive to eat. I don't care if they're hauling trash. I don't care if they're running numbers. I don't care if they're selling drugs. I don't care if they're selling moonshine. I don't care what they're doing. Protection, whatever. People find ways to survive in society. They got to be able to eat. But if let you tell it based on the media bombardment that your brain has received over the past 40, 50 years, you believe that Italians have a tendency to be a part of the mafia or the mob. Where'd you get that idea? The media. The media. That's what made you feel that way. And I'm just saying that's what happened. So I don't know if it's all based in reality, but your belief is based in media. The reality of the media perpetuating a stereotype that you have brought into, you've seen it so much it now becomes fact in your mind. That's what it is. All right? So just like when I see, like I saw this thing, they got this thing, I think it's on what is it, man? I think it's Crime Stories or something. Every crime story was of a white dude killing his wife. Killing her. Poisons. One guy poisoned his wife with antifreeze. And I thought, I was thinking, okay, damn, he poisoned his wife with antifreeze. That's fucked up. Then I realized
Say good night to the
that
bad
he
guy.
poisoned her over a period of time. Look, I don't know anything about poisoning people. I don't know. I'm thinking sort of like, you put something in something and somebody dies. Like 10 minutes later, they fall on the ground. Oh! You give them a bad pork chop and oh! That'd be it. Oh! You gave me a bad pork chop. Oh! I'm coming to join you, honey. With a pork chop bone stuck in my throat. Oh! But see, unbeknownst to me, it take a long time to kill somebody over antifreeze. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to put it in something, let's stay drinking straight antifreeze. So this guy, over a period of time, he put antifreeze in her drinks. Now, I don't know exactly how long, but it was months that he was putting antifreeze into her drinks. And it happened to be, I think it was Gatorade. And she eventually died from drinking this damn Gatorade with antifreeze in it. And he was a white dude and she was a white woman. So I was like, wow. And then the next story was another story about white guy killed his wife. I don't know what this guy did. I think he shot his wife and shot his child, shot the wife holding the child, and then ran his ass to England or something. And you hear that enough, you start thinking, you know what? White guys like killing their wives. Now, where did I get that idea from? Where did that thought originate? Well, yeah, it's based in reality, the reality of the media entity who was giving me that information. I don't know if it's true or not, that more white men kill their wives than black men or Latino men or Asian men or Middle Eastern men or whatever. I don't know, I don't know that. But based on what I kept seeing on that show that day, it sure seemed that way. So all I'm saying is that we have a responsibility to try to spread the love around. And if not, you create stereotypes. And people, after a while, without even thinking about it, they buy into them. They believe them. They accept them as fact. So that's what's going on with that, man. So anyway, Donna Renee Goudeau, she's a piece of shit. I want to laugh at this story. Hold it down. Hold it down. But it's hard to do. And I can understand Raven-Symoné not wanting to be lumped with her. Let her punk ass go in the middle of the night to some white neighborhoods and get out her vehicle. And listen what they got to say about you being clear or not having a color. That's why I got a problem with the Raven-Symoné shit. And that's why I got a problem with goofy ass white people coming to my channel trying to tell me, right? Trying to tell me, oh, she's just saying she doesn't want to be put in a category. I don't give a fuck what she wants. I'm telling you that she is in a category. We're all in categories. Christian, atheist, homosexual, heterosexual, bisexual. You're not limited by your category. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, but it does exist. People got to have a name for people. Oh, we'd all just be one. Yeah, but in what world and what reality and what planet would that actually happen? I share a very specific past from a very specific line of people who went through look, we have a very unique experience in America. Unlike any other. That's how I see it. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of who I am. And I just think saying that I'm not a black man just smacks of bullshit, liberal idealism, yeah. It's not realistic, and nor is it helpful. And it doesn't. I don't think it does anything for you. I don't think it's going to serve you well in this world. Maybe the next world, if there is one. So I'm sorry, man. That's why I feel the way I feel about the Raven-Symoné thing. And those some people going to disagree, and I don't give a shit. You know what? If I walked around, or if I thought about how many people I'm going to please every time I open my mouth and speak my mind, then I would never get shit done, because there's always going to be a group of people who don't like what I have to say. But you would never tell an Asian person not to be proud of being Asian, or Korean not to be happy to be a Korean. You would never say that shit. I'm sure Koreans have a very specific history that's not shared with the Japanese. They got their own history, things that make them Korean, things that they think about, things they've been through as a people, things that have been handed down from generation to generation. Whether some positive, some negative, but it's where you come from, and it affects you to this day. All right, so that's how I see it, folks. Hey, I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comments section somewhere. Somebody will respond or make their opinion known. I think Oprah Winfrey is a race-baiting piece of shit at times. I do. I think she's a privileged person who likes talking shit, and she probably feels the same way. Well, you know what? I can't put words in her mouth, but I got a feeling that when you get a certain amount of money, it's not about color of skin, it's about color of that paper. Kind of equalizes you as long as you can stand on that paper for as long as possible. But once you got to put that paper away, nobody can see your paper, then we're back to color. And I'm trying to tell you, it's a shame, but it's the reality of what we got to deal with. And if this shit fell apart tomorrow, those same white folks who say they don't see color, we'd all have to deal with it. It'd be about the content of my character, I hope. And it would be about me looking at them with the content of their character. That's how I choose my friends. That's how I make my friends, and that's how I make the people I consider not my friends. Content and character. Integrity means a lot. That's just who I am. That's what I see. What about you guys? You can identify with the Donna Goudeaus of the world if you want to, saying that you're in a group with her just because she happened to be the same complexion roughly as you.
Hey, I'm an innocent bystander. They saying I drove a getaway car, but I cannot see. I'm legally blind. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm innocent.
Come on this way.
I don't accept that. She's an asshole. She's a piece of shit. And only a stereotypical, a racist stereotyping bastard will even put y'all together. Because you don't deserve that label just because you had that color. In the same way, I would not put any white guy meat in a group with Ted Bundy. God damn it. Come on. I know I make sense on that point. Come on now. I know I had to circle the wagons to make sense because I was kind of all over the place on that one. But I think you understand what I mean when I say that. At least I hope so anyway, right? All right, you know what? I'm just gonna assume that you get where I'm coming from. I done beat that horse so long. That horse isn't only dead. That horse is a fossil. Just a bunch of bones. I'm gonna take a break and come back with the true story. Tim Black true story. I got one of those for you, and then I'm gonna do the relationship tip of the week. You don't want to miss those, man. Stay tuned. Alright.
You a fucking with a Don Juan, baby. You my little arm charm. Looking like I candy with your hair all sandy. I don't wanna meet your family cause they won't understand me. They hate to see a nigga rich, stepping out a clean six with polar caps on my wrist. This is pimp shit, baby. It don't get no better. Ride with me, let me get it more wetter. Come on.
Alright, welcome back to Tim the Bartender's Bar Stew Podcast, and check it out. Y'all gonna trip off this, man. Let me get the mic over here. I got a story that's kind of crazy. It's of a friend of mine by the name of Mike. And since Mike is such a generic name, we'll just roll with that. How about that? So like me and Mike. Let me add this because I think this is funny, and I just thought about it, and I'll probably forget about it. Have you ever been in a bathroom and experienced a mild earthquake? I'm serious. Have you ever been in the bathroom and experienced a mild earthquake? As I was thinking about crazy stories that happened to me, I remember one time I was downtown D.C., I was at work, and it was in the bathroom, the men's room, of course. Like, why would I be in the women's room, right? See what I'm saying? Crazy. I'm in the men's bathroom, and I'm by myself. No one's in there. It's not a huge bathroom. It was, as I remember, it was 1, 2, 3 stalls, and then like 3 urinals. It's a small bathroom. Maybe 2 stalls, 2 urinals, and a sink. 2 sinks. Okay, that's it. So, it's not unreasonable or unimaginable for no one to really be in there because there are a lot of bathrooms. There's like 6 bathrooms per floor. And that's just for men. There's 6 women's bathrooms, 6 men's bathrooms. Okay. So I'm in the bathroom by myself, and I'm coming out. I'm about to wash my hands, and all of a sudden, the floor is moving. The fucking floor is moving. Now remember, this is not LA. This is Washington, D.C. We don't get earthquakes in Washington, D.C. We got them this time, motherfucker. I didn't know that. I didn't know it. Right? So the floor is moving. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I'm having a heart attack or stroke or some shit. Because you don't, you're by yourself. Now see, if you're walking down the street and you feel a tremor, you see other people react to the tremor, it's not just you. But if you're by yourself and no one else is around and something like that happens, for a moment you freak out. For a moment, it's like, what? And when I went into the hallway and I saw people running, I was like, okay. Woo! It's just the earthquake. Great. Okay. Okay. I can deal with this now. I thought it was just me. I ain't ready to go just yet. I don't know if you ever say you're just ready to go unless you're really ready to go. You know what I mean? But yeah, that happened. So I thought that was hilarious. And it's not a long enough story for me to do a true story based on that. But I wanted to make sure I told you about it because this shit is hilarious. Just imagine being alone in the bathroom and be in the middle of an earthquake. And it'd be like brief. It wasn't like a horrendous earthquake where stuff is falling. That's another thing. It's not like the sinks were falling and that the ceiling caved in. It's just that the floor moved a lot under your feet. You know what I mean? That freaked me out. Freaked me out. All right. So, okay. So here's the story. I remember my boy Mike, right? Mike was always hard on the ladies. I mean, it was like, he was one of those guys who was very needy for the attention of the ladies. And like all throughout the course of my life, man, I had all these experiences that taught me that being that type of guy was like not the guy to be. Like that's not a good idea if you want to, if you want to do well in life. Ever since I was like 10, or not even 10, I think I was like 6 or 7. There was this guy riding his bike doing tricks in front of this other girl who was really cute. And I remember he wiped out and got really cut up, man. I mean, like badly cut up, like scraped up. His mom had to come get him and he had to get all these stitches. And I remember it was because he was showing off for that pretty girl that lived on the block, doing all these tricks. And like I always say, man, we are all just a product of our experiences and our environments. So that experience and that environment in that experience, for me, I mean, it just instilled in me the need not to be an asshole, to try to show off for women. But see, Mike never got the memo, and he was always pressed to be with women. It's like he had to have women. And I know I had to come from his mom, because his mom, she was hard on him. I mean, he was, at this time, he was like in his mid-20s. I remember, we'd be in a car going somewhere or something. I'd hear her on the speaker. He might have her on speaker in the car or something. I hear she be cussing him out. Mikey, you big dumb motherfucker, you dumb bastard. And, just cussing him out. I'm like, wow, how could somebody's mother talk to him like that? God. It's one thing to have to listen to your mom say negative shit about you when you're a kid. It's a whole nother thing when you listen to that shit when you're an adult. Like, look, Mom, look, Hey, Mom, with the sound you're about to hear is the DT sound. I'm going to need you to bring it down a notch. I'm going to need you to stop criticizing me. If not, the last thing you're going to hear is dial tone. You feel me? I mean, you got to be able to do that. I mean, this should be boundaries. But anyway, back to Mike. He didn't have boundaries, and he was always pressed for women. I remember we met these two girls. We met these two girls, and I remember Mike getting so interested in these two girls, and we didn't really know them. You know, we didn't know who they were, what they were really about. So, you know, we met them or whatever. We spent a little time with them. You know, things happen, bam, bam, you know. Nothing major, you know. But I remember Mike just like got wrapped up into the other girl, man. I was like, why is he so wrapped up in this girl? So I came by his house one day, you know, and she's there. I'm like, what's up with Shorty? Oh man, she been over here all week. I'm like, what? Yeah, man, she been over here all week. I'm like, Mike, why you got this woman all up in your house like that? And he was like, man, you know, it's good stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like she good people, man. I'm like, you don't even know her, man. What do you know about her? Why would you do that? You go to work and you leave her up in your house, dude? Dog, man, you be lunching. You be tripping. You don't make sense, Mike. Oh, man, it's all good. Now, I remember like a week later, I came over there and Shorty had robbed him. That's right, she robbed him. She took a lot of shit out of his house. I remember she took like some money he had in the house, and she took like his, back then we had pagers of all things. I think that was a pager he had. And she stole his shit. And back then, pagers were important, right? That was like our cell phone. Like you knew to call somebody back. It sucked. I mean, if you're a young person who never had a pager, believe me, man, you ain't missed shit. Because pagers, they were important to have back then because they really didn't have cell phones. If you had a cell phone, it's one of them big joints it came like with a suitcase. That's what you had to carry it with. And the battery life sucked. God. So anyway, Mike, she stole Mike's stuff, so we went to get Mike's stuff back, and I'm like, Mike was so green. I'm like, Mike, man, come on, dude. You know, he's like, man, I'm gonna get my stuff, you know, Tim, how should I? I'm like, dude, just stay in the car, man. I'll go get it, man. I'll go get it. You know, so I just walked up to a couple dudes on the block, told them who I was there for, because it was like a hood area. And, you know, I said, hey, man, such girl, Mike told me the girl's full name, said, we're looking for her. She stole my man's stuff. We want to try to get it back, blah, blah, blah. And luckily, the guy I was talking to, he didn't trip, you know. He told us where the girls were. He told us even about the pager. Turns out she sold the joint. So Mike was able to buy back his pager for half the price the dude was selling it, man. They were real cool. But when so after we got that handled, we got the money back. We did not deal with the girls. We did not go by their house. So we're not here to deal with them. This is going to turn into we up in the wrong hood for it to become a cussing match or a curse match, cussing each other out. And then to turn into this thing where y'all going to start arguing in the street. And then, you know, I'm sure she's sleeping with some guys around here. It's going to become a problem. Let's just get what we came for and bounce. So Mike gave the guy the money for the pager. We left. But, so I'm sticking up for Mike. You know, I stuck up for Mike. I handled that for him. But the next day, it was me, Mike, and Rick. And we had a couple drinks, man. And I remember we were telling Rick about what happened. And Rick got angry as hell. I know you ain't go around there. It's like, yeah, you went around there to get the pager. It's like, Tim, you shouldn't have went around there. Mike, why'd you let him go around there? Why'd you do that? Why'd you let him go around there to get shit back for you? And Rick, man, I gotta admit, Rick was probably a little drunk at the time. And Rick was a short dude. He was like 5'7". I'm just over 6 feet. Mike's like 6'4", and Rick's like 5'7". And Rick smacked the shit out of Mike that night. He's like, man, Tim, my best friend, and you got him up in this hood area where he could get shot trying to get back your property that you lost because you was messing with a hood rat, and now you up in here and you got him, man. Psh. I was like, oh shit, man, this is not what I wanted. Because this is gonna turn into a situation where I'm gonna have to break these dudes up. Mike gonna pick Rick up and body slam him, and then we're gonna have a murder charge or something, because Mike too big for Rick to be messing with him like that. But it turns out Mike didn't even hit Rick back, man. But Rick was right. I had no business being up in there, being in the middle of that. Even though Mike was my boy, I should have used better judgment. Mike had bad judgment. First of all, he had bad judgment with the girl, and then he had bad judgment even having me involved in that shit. So it was like bad all the way around. And then Rick, he didn't need to be putting his hands on Mike. That's like, good thing Mike was, sort of punkish. I'm not going to say it was punkish. I'm just glad that Mike did not flick off and hurt Rick. Because that would have been a sad situation. It really would have, and though in looking back at it, I think everybody was wrong, but everybody was right. And I think Mike, he just didn't think things through, and obviously he didn't. And looking back at it, the fact that he was so pressed and hard up and thirsty, like slurping at the bottom of the cup thirsty, for any woman he could get in his life that would spend any quality time with him or any amount of time with him, I know that had to do with his mom always treating him like shit. At least that's what I think, because I think I'm part Dr. Phil. You know what I mean? But I was like that, man. I was real protective of my friends. I was too protective, and that's a trait that I passed down to my son, and I've been trying to wean him off of that, because I'm like, look, it's one thing to be a friend. It's another thing to take it too far, where you jeopardize yourself worrying too much about the other person when it's unnecessary. And sometimes it's a ploy to take the focus off your own life and worry about other people's lives, so you have an excuse for not taking care of your own shit. That's what we do psychologically anyway. That's what I've come to the conclusion of. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but I've seen that and I've lived that. And I think that's part of the lie, one of the lies we tell ourselves. That you're helping somebody else so you have no time to help yourself. When in reality, you just don't want to help yourself. And you want an excuse. I was too busy helping you succeed. How could I help me? That's why I'm not who I want to be, because I was too busy helping you, and now you owe me. No, motherfucker, it's your job to help you. And that's what I'm trying to teach my son, who is now 16 years old. All right, so he don't make the same mistakes I did in some areas. But anyway, Rick, if you're listening, boy, Mike could have knocked you the fuck out. I'm glad he didn't, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I love you for what you did. And Mike, next time, go get your own goddamn pager back, man. But I love you, boy. All right, I'll be right back with the relationship tip of the week. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned.
Good is it if we lose the hood music? It's so far from the acoustic that we can't get back to it. What good is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? I'ma let you know what ain't worth the world.
Welcome back to the Bar Stew Podcast with your man Tim the Bartender. You are tuned in, and this is the relationship segment of the show. All right. This is where we get in. This is where we try to give you the information that you need to have a relationship that lasts. Because aren't you tired of bouncing around in some bullshit? Unless that's what you want. If you want to bounce around, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want something that's going to last a little bit, this is where you want to go, dog. All right. So I did a post on my Tim the Bartender show page that I thought was pretty spot on. And I'm figuring, you know what? Let me go ahead and share that. Let me see if this will be something you can get into. Caught in the middle. That's what it is. Caught in the middle. And this is how I broke it down. I said, whatever you decide, at some point, you're going to wonder if you made the right decision. So, like if you have two people that you're dealing with, or you have a situation that you're in, and you're looking at the grass, seeing if it's greener on the other side, no matter what decision you make, you're going to question that decision at some point. That's just the way life is. Because you can't choose two things simultaneously. I wish you could, but you can't, right? And if you're the type of person that's always going to be second guessing yourself, you never give yourself an opportunity to truly be happy. Now, I've seen this a lot with a lot of people. See, now they be in something that's potentially great, and they'll hit a little bump in the road and they'll run. They'll run back to an opportunity that presented itself 2 years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago or whatever. And you don't realize there are shelf lives or shelf life on opportunities. So even if that was a good opportunity 3 years ago, 10 years ago, you two people are not even the same people anymore. I said you're not even the same people anymore. We change every day. The love doesn't stay the same. Now, your feelings you still may have feelings, but the love doesn't stay the same. The people don't stay the same. We grow, we change, we metamorphosize, we evolve. At least we should. So what I've seen a lot of people mess up is that, like I said, they'll be in something very manageable. And then it'll be a little bump in the road. And instead of working through the bump, dealing with the bump, addressing the bump, absorbing the bump, they will bail. And they start calling up old flames, see if it's still hot. Seeing if they can work it out. Well, really what you had was a workable situation with a person that you knew very well, that you could work through that issue. But you want it easy, so you leave and you go get into a situation with someone else. And sometimes that person you get in a situation with isn't even available, but now you that thing on the side, which is just sad. Now look, everybody's been the thing on the side at some point, so I don't want to indict you for being the thing on the side, but come on, at least if you're going to be the thing on the side, accept the fact that your ass is on the side and that that's a very temporary position to be in for people who have sense. Now, if you're on the side saying, look, I'm just here for the weekend or I'm just here for the week, have a little fun and I'm gone. I'm not trying to get into anything serious. Of course, there are some real moral implications to that shit. I mean, that's true. But of course, there's also situations, the things you got to think about, diseases, unwanted pregnancies, getting shot in the ass, all types of stuff that you're putting yourself in harm's way for. But at least go into it with your eyes open. I got people going to this shit blind, like they don't know what's going on. Like they're not grown. Like they think they can come back after such amount of time and get back into the picture and just bulldog their way back into the relationship. That person have moved on, they got a new life. And just because they give you something one night don't mean you're back. So now you done left a perfectly good working relationship because you hit a little bump in the road. You went back to somebody who's still with somebody, and now you're trying to drag them back into your shit. And then if you do succeed, you know what happens a lot of times? So now you go back, you ruin their relationship by dragging them back and complicating their life. And now that person that you were with before, now they come back to you and want to work it out. And now you leave, and now you done pulled them out their relationship. And now you're back to the person you were with originally. And the person you done pulled out of their relationship and sit there going, what the hell? I did this for you. Ah! This happens. It happens, folks. I seen it. People wrote it to me. I know it goes down. People make just bad decisions. Horrific, shitty decisions all the time. All of it stems from not having enough willpower to stick through and work through problems. Now, maybe you've been abandoned as a child. I don't know. Maybe your mama dropped you on your head. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you this. Not a lot of great things come out of people or from people who don't have staying power to a certain degree. Because if you bounce, once a bounce, always a bounce. You keep bouncing, you bounce to nothing. And then you end up being 60 alone. And that's okay if you want to be alone, but if you don't want to be alone, then that presents a conundrum. Don't it? Yeah, a little bit. little bit. Kind of hard to be up in the club, 60-something, talking about, what's up, ladies? Kind of hard to be up in the club with your tatas and nanas hanging way down at your waist, talking about, hey, baby. Hey, baby. That ain't sexy. Just become that aunt with all the cats. Don't nobody want that stretched out stuff. I mean, somebody might want it. I'm just saying. You got to be at the old folks' home trying to get that away. And I'm just saying there's a way to avoid it, and the way you avoid that is to wake up and realize, stop running. Stop running from relationship to relationship. Stop running as soon as you get the first sign of trouble. Now, once you invest time with somebody, each day going by is an investment, furthers or deepens your investment. I get it. And I can't tell you what to do, and I'm not trying to. All I'm doing is offering a suggestion. And all I'm saying is, if you blow your world up every time you see the sign of trouble, your world will never be together. It'll always be in shambles. You'll be running from one catastrophe to the next, from one scene of the crime to the next. And that's what your life will be. And I don't know about you, but it does not sound like a strategy for success. Sounds like a recipe for a mess. And I don't think that's any way to live. That's just how I see it. So hang in there with somebody. I don't know who it is. I'm not telling you who to hang in there with. I'm not telling you nothing about the person. I don't know. I don't know who you should hang in there with. But I know you got to hang in there with somebody. Because nothing good comes from bouncing on everything all the time. And there's a lot of wounded guys out there that do a lot of bouncing too. They hate to admit it, but they be bouncing like hell. They think they're doing it because they players. You're doing it because your ass has been hurt. You're doing it because that's what your daddy did. Or you're doing it because you're running or something. And I'm just saying, some great things have happened in my life, and a lot of those things I never would have experienced if I wasn't around to experience them, if I didn't stick it out. But we all know there's a thin line between sticking it out and being a fool, so you got to make that call. I can't make it for you. Somebody putting their hands on you, that's an easy call to make. Bounce! Somebody just need to learn a few skills here and there. Somebody you need to work with. Somebody needs to, you got to make these calls. You got to make these calls. I can't do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. But I'm just, that's the way I see it. All right? Don't be a runner. Stop running. Unless you're from Russia, you need to stop rushing. I'm Tim the Bartender, a.k.a. Tim Black. This has been the Barstool Podcast, episode number 6. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me give a shout-out for my guy. Let me go up on Twitter real quick. This guy keep telling me, Tim, shout me out, man. Shout me out, bro. Come on, bro. You know you got to shout me out, bro. Come on, bro. You got to shout me out. The guy sells condoms. All right? The guy sells condoms. And he keeps trying to tell you how to come through and get a condom. And you know what? When you get there, he got to give you a discount. All right? Tell him, okay, look, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give this shout out, but I want anybody who uses this guy, I want you to get a discount because you're coming from me. All right? So use TTB. That's Tim the Bartender. TTB. At userrubber.com. That's the guy's website, userrubber.com. Holler at my man, add him on Twitter at King Ridgley. That's King, King Ridgley. King Ridgley at userrubber.com. Use the code TTB. Put that in there somewhere. He gonna give you a discount. If you don't buy shit from him. Come on, King. You gotta hook my people up, man. I know we talked about it, but I want to go ahead and give you this shout out. All right. He's a good guy. I've known him for a while. He has numerous products on his website, and definitely, we all need to use a rubber. All right, use a rubber. Oh, and let me shout my man out again, Mr. Funny Man on SoundCloud. Funny Man, thank you again for the music, my brother. I appreciate you. Check out Funny Man on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com. I'm going to link you up in the description box, man. I appreciate you guys for listening once again. I'm out. I will see you again next week. Hit me up on Tim's Take Live on YouTube. Just go to my website, timthebartender.com. You ain't got to remember a lot of stuff. If you go there, you'll know all about my site. And from my site, you can get to my Twitter, my Instagram, my Vine, my YouTube, my everything. All right? I appreciate you guys. I'm out. Next week.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on.